Series decider time, and what a venue to do it. Manchester, Old Trafford. One venue is called the Theatre of Dreams. Can India's dream finally be achieved after 8 years? Remember, the last time they won an ODI series was in 2014, and that too in 2014 after a break of 24 years. Can Rohit Sharma's side do it in 2022? And by the way, Rahul, were you there in July 2019 at Manchester? You were there? As a reporter?
No.
Okay, why I'm asking it is because India are coming back to the venue after we saw MS Dhoni walk back for the final time.
One last time, yes.
That day, it was rather a 2-day international, not a 1-day international. That semi-final against New Zealand changed Indian cricket in a lot of ways.
That semi-final.
Yes, it changed Indian cricket in a lot of ways. An era was over. And today, 3 years later, with no threat of rain, India are standing on the cusp of potentially another series win in England. However, Rahul, is this white ball series been as dominant for India as you think it has been so far? Yes, they did win 2-1. 1-1 is the current ODI series. But do you think those two losses are a cause of worry? Why I'm saying for Lords is because who troubled us the most? Reece Topley, a left arm
fast bowler. And also, you have to realize that it were your bowlers, perhaps, who were actually the reason why you won the T20 series and why this series is still locked at 1-1.
Yes.
Because the bowlers, especially the fast bowlers, have done pretty well. Although Yuzi Chahal did pick a 4-wicket haul at the last game, but unfortunately,
no one really remembers that.
Yes, because 246, I think India should have chased that down. But as you said, Reece Topley, a left-arm fast bowler, once again being India's nemesis. So. The last time for Virat Kohli that we are going to watch Virat Kohli last time, at least for a brief while.
For a brief while, yes.
At least a month or so.
Yeah, because after this, Virat Kohli is not going to play the West Indies tour. After 3 days of suspense, Rahul finally broke it that yes, and after a couple of hours, it was finally confirmed. That Virat Kohli is not going to be part of the West Indies tour, and after that the Asia Cup, whether it will be played in Sri Lanka or the UAE or Bangladesh, we still don't have official confirmation of it, although there are reports stating that UAE could be the venue for the Asia Cup.
Chandresh has a
I didn't club T20s and ODIs as one format. White ball league, that's it. That's the only
white ball.
White ball.
Why is this question?
Yeah, why is that question indeed?
Did you expect a dominance, I was saying, in both T20Is and ODIs?
Oh, that.
The losses in that way. Well, it's not one format.
Because for ages, Chandresh has been talking about our approach in T20.
Yes.
He's saying that we are still in that medieval age as far as T20 cricket is concerned. I hope that what Chandresh thinks may have changed now, at least going by how the Indian players or the Indian batsmen have batted on this tour at least.
Lots of intent. It hasn't always worked, but yes, lots of intent.
But did Surya Kumar change that entire mindset in the Trent Bridge T20I?
Wasn't just a mind. Even Kohli, when he got out cheaply.
But those two shots.
Exactly, he was going for it from ball one.
Yep. Rohit also, Pant also. But yeah, they didn't carry on. That is the only thing that is going against them.
Virat.
And Rohit and Pant in the T20Is and in the ODIs. Unfortunately, Rohit not so much. Rohit did well in the first ODI. So that's the problem. And today, all eyes will yet again be on Virat Kohli, and already people are saying incoming loading. Well, guys, we don't know now. We honestly don't know which Virat Kohli is going to turn up. Although, the last 2 days, the build-up has been pretty interesting, if I may say, when it comes to Virat Kohli.
Why?
He attended a Krishna Bhajan concert in London.
In London.
Yes. He was there with Anushka Sharma's wife.
Plus, I think pretty much every former or current international cricketer has spoken up in support of him at this point.
There are some who have spoken against him. It's a proper civil war that is happening on social media.
I wouldn't call it a civil war, but attention seeking would be the better term for it. You mentioned Virat Kohli, and there's going to be people.
Everybody
caring
wants
about
to
your
join the
opinion.
bandwagon
Exactly.
some way or the other, whether they want to say in support of Virat Kohli or against Virat Kohli.
And as Chandresh points out, Sid is apparently anti-Virat.
No, if you roll back the tape, Chandresh, I have always argued for Virat being in the T20 World Cup squad. I didn't say he should be out of it.
But you are saying that he should be or he will be.
He should be in the T20 World Cup
He
squad.
should be.
Yes.
Irrespective of whether he is there or not.
Because I have been arguing this one factor that will always help Virat Kohli, that is big game experience. That is the reason I feel he should be in the World T20 squad, irrespective of the form. And I think, as I had argued earlier, convention, if you look at 1 year or 2 year form, I think it doesn't work in T20s. You turn up on that particular day, all that past form is irrespective of it. So, our input from Manchester said, Vimalji is like saying that perhaps we may see a change in the Indian team today, with reference to one Lord coming in, Lord Shardul.
Okay.
Who will
It's a
he
bit of
come
a
in?
shock, to put it politely.
Yeah, but who will he come in? And the Indian bowling is doing so well. Why change the bowling?
Yeah, I don't know. Of all the changes you want to make, would you be tinkering
So you
with the
had
bowling?
in the last game you had Bumrah, you had Shami,
And you had Prasidh.
and you had Prasidh Krishna and Yuzi Chahal, then
Ravindra
Jadeja and
Ravi Jadeja and
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik. That's your bowling option.
So maybe Prasidh goes out and Shardul comes in.
a bit unfair on him too.
Exactly.
I know Prasidh has been in pretty good
Yeah, and as it is, he's just got a couple of games after a long break, and
Exactly.
he would also want to continue. Although Shardul Thakur, I don't know if he's there in your scheme of things.
For as far as white ball cricket is
White
concerned, at least.
ball, white ball, maybe next year at home when you playing the World Cup, the 50 over World Cup, maybe. But as of now, you can, I think, still wait and see.
Okay. So Chandresh, yes, I did. It was a very tasty pie. And now you must say it's going
The
up,
super chat, just this.
what is the
Click
super
on
chat? What do we say about that? Okay. Everyone questions Riyan Parag position on base of merit, directly or indirectly. On what merit Pant with ODI and T20 rank of 80 is ahead of Ishan?
First off, T20 and ODI rankings,
Anyway,
that's
everyone
not-
questions Riyan Parag, but that is, remember, he's not yet reached the international arena yet.
Yeah, your
I
question is-
the first part doesn't make sense, but the second part, on what merit Pant with ODI and T20 rank of 80 is ahead of Ishan? Yeah,
So
that
first of,
much.
no. Rankings, you cannot use rankings to judge a player,
Yes.
boss. Come on. It's such a subjective yardstick. It will change. You had even Ishan Kishan shoot up like, I don't know how many places after he had 2 good matches.
Yes.
This is a very weird this thing. Okay, I understand. I agree with the fact that Pant in white ball cricket has largely
Continues to underwhelm, yes,
Has largely underwhelmed. In Test cricket, I will pick him 10 times out of 10, eyes closed, no questions asked. But I think, even now, his spot is far from guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think finally that long rope which he's had is starting to run short. That's why you have a DK there in the scheme of things. And obviously he's not going to be a long-term replacement. But for the short term, might just come in. You don't know. So
Yeah.
I think people are, and even people in positions of power are noticing that, his form hasn't quite, or he's not quite lived up to hopes in this particular format. White ball cricket.
I will say, see, Pant and DK are both going to Australia in the squad. But who will be in the playing 11 is a big question mark. Big question mark.
No, as of now, I still feel that maybe Rishabh Pant is ahead of Dinesh Karthik. Is ahead of Dinesh Karthik, and when you compare Riyan Parag with Rishabh Pant and Ishan Kishan, or you're comparing Rishabh Pant and Ishan Kishan, you also have to realize that they are perhaps fighting for 2 different positions, and also you have to see the potential in a player. Maybe this team management, the selectors over the years, not just this regime, the previous regime also, they see that potential in Rishabh Pant. And I remember when 2019 World Cup, he was not picked in the initial squad.
Yes. People were outraged.
Yes, people thought, in fact, at that time he spoke to so many people, and they said it is absolutely unacceptable that you have a player who with such great talent and he's not there in that World Cup squad. So you have to see the potential, then you have to back that potential.
Yes.
Rishabh Pant has that potential. It is just that he is not set the stage on fire as far as white ball cricket is concerned, and going, looking at the temperament, the potential, I think he is in for a long haul. He'll be there in this Indian cricket setup for years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, Rishabh Pant for 2022, and I may even say till 2023, I think you have to back him. Two back-to-back World Cups. I don't think you want to tamper much with it. Although with the Indian cricket team, we just don't know. As we had argued, do they have a plan A? I don't know yet. So forget plan B. We don't know whether we have a plan A also. So
can we exit the super chat? Oh.
Vimal ji is there.
Vimal ji is there. Wonderful.
Yes. Let's get...
That's important.
Okay, let's go straight to Manchester, where we are joined by Vimal Kumar. Vimal, can you hear us?
Hi Rahul.
Good morning. It's an early
Good
match
morning.
today.
And you can see just behind me, all the people are all set and ready. The Indian team was I just saw the huddle of the Indian team. Quite intense huddle. I could see that, and slightly longer huddle where Rohit was doing all the talking, Virat was listening in front of him, Rahul Dravid surrounded by Virat Kohli, and on the other side Rohit Sharma. It was interesting to see that. And then I also saw Shardul Thakur having a long chat with Ravi Shastri half an hour back. That clearly indicates that Shardul is playing in this match, because only just before a game, if the player goes to a commentator and speaks, it means that gives enough indication. So I believe, and yesterday also when I saw that the way Shardul was bowling, the Shardul was allowed to bat and bowl, it was quite evident that Shardul will make it to this playing 11 in place of Prasidh Krishna. Because if you look at number 8, Shami batting slightly, it gets defensive.
Okay, I think we've lost your audio. We can see you. Well, it seems a little overcast there, is it?
Not entirely. Little bit you can say that, but it is expected to be in actually the weather forecast is for the heat waves. For the locals it is a heat wave. For Indians it is not a heat wave. It's like local normal Indian weather. I was yesterday 30 degrees. It's like normal for us. But yes, the forecast is for the heat waves. But I don't think it is such a bad weather, and both teams should enjoy playing under the sun.
So quite an input that you're giving us from there, that Shardul Thakur might just come into play in place of, what could that be? Prasidh Krishna, just after 2 games, would you bench him, or would you give rest to one of those senior pros like Mohammad Shami or Jasprit Bumrah?
No, Rahul, I don't think so, because obviously Bumrah will be playing in this game, because he is not part of the West Indies team either in the test matches or ODI series. There is a still long gap, and this is such a crucial game, and without Jasprit Bumrah, and especially the kind of spell he bowled in the first ODI, I don't think India can even think of dropping or resting Bumrah. Mohammad Shami, you could think of that, but since it is a decisive game, and Rohit being a senior player, he is not somebody who is just will easily drop a senior. He just gives space to other seniors, because I saw the way he was handling Shikhar Dhawan, his interaction with Shikhar Dhawan, or all the remaining senior players. It is quite a contrast. You could sense that Rohit is somebody who wants to take everyone along, be it senior or junior. So with junior, he is very chirpy. I saw that his kind of rapport he's sharing with Rishabh Pant, and obviously the senior, he has got that kind of respect. So definitely different kind of vibe you can sense see in this new Indian dressing room under Rohit.
Okay, well, before we let you go, just one final question. You've been there from the start of this tour. How do you assess this tour? Now that we're playing the last game there, there were a lot of issues. Has the Indian team or the team management been able to iron out those issues? There were question marks over Virat Kohli when he'll be back in his form. But we saw the test match, the T20 series got over. Now we are in the final match of the this ODI series. How do you assess this tour? Have you found something? I know you can always say that Suryakumar Yadav got 100, Deepak Hooda got an opportunity, he got some good runs under his belt. But the questions that persisted before this tour, maybe they still exist.
I think overall, regardless of the result, obviously if India wins, it will be icing on the cake. Nothing beats that, because India lost the test match, one of the test match at Jasprit, which was part of the last series. But overall, if you look at the overall cricket on this tour, they have played a very fine cricket. Test matches they dominated almost for 3.5 days and suddenly lost the plot in the last day. So that can be excused. You can lose because someone like Johnny Westwood playing that kind of exceptional innings, both innings 100, that doesn't happen too often. So that is the reason. Rahul, you can sense that, because yesterday when team came, the team had lost the last match in Lords. Yesterday still they were in very chirpy mood. They were relaxed. Even that when team has lost the last match, the first casualty is media. They will say, you don't do this, why you are here, why rolling camera and all that. But this team is different. They are giving you that kind of freedom. They are not, like they are treating it as a normal. I could see that the sense of they are too shocked with that kind of defeat or series that at stake. The mood in this camp is very relaxed, very fun kind of the early Mahendra Singh Dhoni days of pre-2011, you can say that. So that is the sense I get. Yes, they are Rohit and Rahul both would like to finish the tour on a high. Nothing beats that. But at the same time, I don't think they will be too devastated if they lose the series. That's the mood, because the big goal is T20 World Cup, Asia Cup. England, yes, that will be fine, but I don't think that they will, because overall, as you just mentioned it, some of the combinations they have tried, some of the players they have tried, they have come good. The likes of Hooda, the likes of Suryakumar Yadav, and others. The concern is around the seniors. Obviously, some of the seniors are resting. Some of them will be playing in the West Indies to get back into the form. So overall, I think Rahul Dravid and Rohit are planning in a long-term vision. They are not looking at it as just a short-term thing. That's the sense I get from here.
Why I asked this question also because 3 months before, 3 months before a tournament like T20 World Cup, what you would like the selectors or the team management to do is, if you have a pool of players, you would like to prune it down to a great extent. But what we have seen here, for example, the West Indies tour also, you had more or less you'll have 3 spinners who will go to the T20 World Cup, 5 fast bowlers, that's it. But here what we are noticing is that now you've that very pool of bowlers, especially spinners, you've increased it to 6 now. Ashwin is also there, Ravi Bishnoi is there, Yuzi Chahal is there, Ravindra Jadeja is there, you have Akshar Patel, you have Kuldeep Yadav. So you have 6 players in that pool. For once at least I thought that the pool is going to reduce now. So I hope the management and the selectors have a clarity.
I think Rahul, they are, as I just told you, because informally I have been interacting with them, and the sense I get, nobody wants to
Jasprit Bumrah has been ruled out.
But the sense I get, they are working on a combination. They don't want to get go.
Vimal, just to interrupt you, so I don't know if you hear the loud cheer from inside the stadium. So India have once again won the toss and they have elected to bowl first, and Jasprit Bumrah. So your as you said, okay, Lord Shardul is not there. But there is one change, of course. Jasprit Bumrah has been ruled out because of some back spasms that he complained about, and Siraj comes in for Jasprit Bumrah. Rest of the squad or 11 is same. So Vimal, Okay.
It's not too surprising because obviously Jasprit Bumrah did not practice yesterday. So did Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma. They were the players who did not come and were involved in the net practice session. Virat was there, Ravindra Jadeja was there, Siraj had a longer spell. In fact, Mohammad Shami was also not there. So some of the players were resting, taking the rest, and I think maybe this injury, the injury thing with all these players have been coming. What to say? But India will definitely miss Jasprit Bumrah in this match. No doubt about that.
All right, we'll let you go so that you can just be there inside the stadium to see the first ball the India bowls. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh boy, that is huge. Jasprit Bumrah, back spasms. Back spasms and Indian cricket often changes the courses of series. When Virat Kohli got that back injury in Johannesburg, Indian cricket team's fortunes took a big dive and they never recovered. Decider, Jasprit Bumrah, your ace spearhead is out.
Yeah, and there's suddenly a lot more pressure on Shami, not just also because of the fact that Bumrah isn't there, but again Siraj.
And
Bit of an underwhelming replacement.
And I think the death bowling will suffer.
Oh, absolutely.
Your death bowling will suffer, although these are at least by the look of whatever we've seen of the ground and from where Vimal was reporting for us. It seemed there are overcast conditions, so hopefully Mohammad Shami, the likes of Mohammad Shami, Siraj and Prasidh Krishna can make use of that new ball under these conditions. But if they can't, then death bowling will be an issue for India.
Absolutely.
Yes, because even if you look at your other two, how did Shami prosper? Because Bumrah at the other end was offering unwavering control and the number of runs that came through were very less. Now here, the problem with Siraj and Prasidh, good bowlers, both of them, but in the white ball format, especially in the death overs, they were carted around. Look at the IPL, for instance. For Rajasthan Royals, Prasidh was carted around in the death overs. And Siraj,
I think he had one good match on the death. That was in the second qualifier.
Yes.
That was the only
That was the only one. And Siraj got hit for the most sixes in one edition of the IPL. So, yes, it is really going to be a big problem. Now, the absence of Bumrah changes the equation totally. Because
suddenly England will be fancying their chances even more.
Yes, and remember, India don't have a very good record against England in Manchester. Against the neutrals, they have a very good record. Yes, they have beaten the West Indies twice, they have beaten Pakistan twice. But against England, their last win came in 1983. So the baggage of history is also with the Indian cricket team at this point in time. So, yes, the rest of the teams remains the same for India. So, Shivan, just open the squad here.
Yeah, I have it. Tell me.
You have the squad?
There's nothing, everything else is.
So, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar, Rishabh, Hardik, Ravindra Jadeja, that remains. Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj in place of Jasprit Bumrah, Yajvendra Chahal, Prasidh Krishna.
So one change for India
and no changes in the England cricket team.
Yes.
Jason Roy, Johnny Bairstow, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Joss Butler, Liam Livingstone, Moeen Ali, Craig Overton, David Willey, they have batting till number 9.
Yes.
Bryden Cars and Reece Topley. So Topley, who's fresh off a haul of 6 for 24, which is the best figures for an England bowler in ODIs. So
going by how Rohit Sharma has assessed this wicket, I think maybe it's not a bad idea to chase because see, you don't have your pace period in Jasprit Bumrah. So in case you had posted a score and you wanted to defend, maybe you would have you don't have your pace period in Jasprit Bumrah, so you thought maybe it's a better idea to chase.
Yes.
Although last time you failed to chase that modest score of 246 anyways. And then Rohit Sharma, what is his assessment is that the wicket looks pretty good. In fact, it should remain like that for the entire duration of 100 overs if it lasts.
I'm actually more interested in what Butler's assessment is. He says that the pitch looks a little muggy and that initially there might be some swing. I think that window is going to be very important for the
first 10 overs.
Yes.
Shami will hold the key here.
Even someone like Siraj can kind of get a little bit of nip and movement here or there because in the death, my God, no.
Yeah. Rahul Vasudev is like saying,
Sending
surprised
some
to
Aussie
not
dollars.
see Shardul Thakur. Siraj never impressed as a white ball player. Regardless, T20 World Cup, just an observation, last World Cup, our 11 never played a single match
And that's a
prior.
bit of a concern.
That's true.
History is repeating itself again, but you still have a month and a half to go because you'll be playing the Asia Cup.
No, for next month, I don't think next month you are going to play with your first choice 11.
Not even for the Asia Cup.
No, I'm saying for
This from now till August mid, you're not going to play.
Oh, West Indies to know.
you are not going to play your first choice 11.
Yes.
Muhal, quite a few of the first choice 7 are
Yeah,
resting. so-
Resting.
Exactly.
The hope is for the Asia Cup, and after that, maybe the series against Australia and South Africa, if that happens.
I think there must have been, the moment they would have gotten to know that Jasprit Bumrah is not available, he has those back spasms, I'm sure there must have been a temptation to play Shardul Thakur, but maybe just because Mohammad Siraj has that
Pace factor. Yes.
so maybe you preferred Mohammad Siraj over Shardul Thakur, but it's an interesting move.
Again, even Shardul though, he'll get you wickets, but tends to go for runs.
Yes.
In white ball, that's pretty much his
maybe,
mojo.
and it also, man, you never know, maybe it would have further weakened your
Absolutely.
death bowling.
Yeah, because he, as I said, if on the days that he doesn't get a wicket, those in T20s, what he goes for 40-50 runs.
Do you expect Shardul to bowl 10 overs for you?
No, honestly, no.
Mohammad Siraj?
Yeah, Mohammad Siraj will.
Somehow or the other.
I think somehow they would be.
He will have to. Because see, Shami Prasidh, that will be your 10 overs that they'll bowl. Ravindra
I
Jadeja
think
will bowl your full
there's
quota.
gonna be a lot of
Chahal
weight.
will. So Hardik, they may probably not want to risk him for
Maybe.
ODIs to bowl.
10 overs, Hardik.
Or even 5-6 overs.
No.
Won't bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, Shivam, can we take a few more comments,
Yep.
please?
Well, everybody is like, yes, Bumrah will be missed today. He was our main asset.
Akash.
Save the team in the death overs. Kartik Banta and Akash Bharadwaj also. Yes. Bumrah's absence, we have to really start getting worried.
Shami, not a death bowler, that is City Birds. Is that?
I
Yeah.
think that's how you pronounce it. But yes,
Stick.
even Shami's not a dead bowler.
Exactly. That is one of the reasons I think that for me, I think he should go to the T20 World Cup. But
yeah.
at times, what happens is when the bowlers actually go after him, especially in the death and on flat tracks,
Doesn't have anything.
It could be a very dangerous thing for the Indian bowling. And death bowling, yes, that is the big worry. And just to compensate for that, maybe if I can say so, a weaker death bowling, I think just to compensate, you will have to make use of these conditions that we can see at the moment in Manchester, a bit overcast, and the Indian bowlers would like to make use of that opportunity. Amay
Jaikar is saying Arshdeep should have played as he swings the ball.
Amay, I'll tell you one thing, Shane, just before you.
Go ahead.
So basically, Arshdeep was not considered for selection because he has not fully recovered from that abdominal strain. So Arshdeep was not even, you would remember from the first game itself, Arshdeep has been complaining of that abdominal pain. He was not considered for that. Maybe you never know actually. Arshdeep could have been a better option.
Arshdeep would have been a better option for one simple reason, far better than the death.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Arshdeep would have.
Yeah. But again, injury for Arshdeep, so that's why
Unfortunate timing, but I think he'll get some game time during the
one
release.
hopes so, because see, now from this point till the West Indies tour, it's only 5 days gap. And an abdominal strain, a side strain, takes some time to heal.
No, but it's been a week, almost.
It's almost been a week.
Almost a week.
Hope
and if he's not recovered,
But then what? I think there's 5 days now till the next matches start.
when is the next?
22 is the first ODI, followed by
5 days.
24th and 27th. And then after that, you
Then
have
5 T20s.
ODI, T20Is from 29th till the
6th,
8th.
8th. 29th, then the second, third T20s are back to back.
Back to back,
Back to
31 and 1.
Yeah, because after that they have to head to Florida.
Yes.
1 and 2,
Yeah.
I think.
First one is at Brian Lara Stadium. Second and third ODI T20s are in St. Kitts, and the
then
fourth
after
and
that,
fifth are in Florida.
Shallow. Austin Kuna saying, why is Pant being questioned in ODIs? He has the best strike rate in the world in ODIs after 2019 World Cup, minimum 15 innings, 110.48, also 450s in last 9 ODI innings.
That's
There you go.
Fair point.
That is a very fair point. But again, Pant's problem has been consistency.
Or lack of
450s in last 9 ODIs. See, maybe he's hit 3 back-to-back, but then there is a trough of 5 matches and then there is 1. That consistency pattern, if suppose every second game or every third game, in a linear fashion, he maintains that consistency, then perhaps he will not be
There's
under
no
the scanner.
questions then.
Yeah, that's the problem. Udit Khosla saying, does Stokely have that extra pace? No, he doesn't have the extra pace, he's accurate.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, he's accurate. And he has the variations also. In Lords, he used the slower ball a lot more.
Yes.
But the lengths were the key.
And again, slower ball, different lengths, left arm pace angle, always a recipe for disaster with the Indian team.
And there was a very interesting graphic which the host broadcaster had said, okay, when it comes to the lengths, Kohli especially, whatever lengths earlier the bowlers used to bowl, Kohli used to just drive or just work it through the gap. Okay, matter of inches, they have just pulled the length back. It's only inches. Kohli seems to struggle. He's caught up in that area, whether he should leave, whether he should play, and he edges it. That's 6th to 7th stump line.
That indecisiveness we saw even in the test match when he was leaving. He left too late. It ended up taking a thick inside edge and then hit the stump.
And also, we start applauding here, sitting in our studios or whoever is watching from wherever. The moment he hits a cover drive, I think the opposition, they don't mind actually. Him hitting those drives, those lovely drives. It seems as if they are setting him up. They're setting him up, just trying to draw him forward. Either that length that Siddharth mentioned about, short of good length, and if it kicks off from that length, and we've seen in the past that he's been dismissed quite often while driving also. So I don't think the opposition they mind when Virat is hitting those lovely drives.
Yes.
So
Ritikesh Raghuvanshi saying Pant should be given finishing role, and Jadeja can bat at number 5. He bats number 4 in domestic matches. Well, see, Jadeja, when he played that 2019 World Cup, what position was he batting at?
Who? Jadeja?
Jadeja. Yeah. When he hit that 50 and got India close.
Low down the order.
Yeah. I think, look, Pant, has he proven that he's your designated finisher?
No.
I don't think so in white ball cricket yet.
No, I think, but as Sai Shashank points out, I think Sky at 4 and Pant at 5. I think 5 is his optimum position at this point.
6, because Hardik will be there.
Again, see, it depends. I agree. Hardik is a far better because he's also performed consistently at that role. But Pant, then he has to make do with playing at 6 because the team needs you there, simple as.
Yep, that's the thing.
And Anuj Prakash Mishra, you may have missed that point. Drop Prasidh Krishna, bring Arshdeep. But Anuj, unfortunately, Arshdeep was not considered for selection because of an abdominal strain that he's been complaining about for the past 1 week, ever since that first game. In fact, he was not considered for the first game also, first ODI.
Correct. Can we go down, show?
Pura, huh? Harish Pandey has a very simple to say 71. You don't know what he's referring to.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting situation because remember, a total of 350, supposing, and in England on this wicket with no Bumrah, notch up 300, 350. Maybe his wish might be granted today if that happens. But again, remember, the opposition have suffered for 7-8 years under Kohli's dominance. Now with Kohli being vulnerable, they will not want to let up. It will take something extraordinary for Kohli to get that 71 now. Because let us make it very clear, they are not club level bowlers. They know Kohli's weakness. They will probe away.
Also, I at this point, my concern isn't 71. My concern is get back into form. 71 was a concern in 2020-21 time.
Yes.
Because you weren't getting a ton. Now you're barely getting runs. First
I
order
will
of the day
settle
should
for 71 say of 60 balls and India wins. 71 or 65 under just over a strike rate of 100. I don't mind that.
I just want him to spend some time. To be very
Exactly.
honest.
Yes.
Same.
Will you consider even a 51 of say 55 balls?
I think see,
Will that be
ODI,
good?
in ODI cricket, your strike rate is not that scrutinized that it has to be 140, 150. Certainly not as a
Supposing in a chase of 350, because you know Kohli is not in form.
I think 51 or 55 won't happen. If Virat stays there for 55 deliveries, I think score will be
70, 80.
over 100 or somewhere. At least 100 run a ball sort of a strike rate.
Well, we hope so. We hope so. Everybody wants Virat Kohli to fire. It's not as if Kohli should fail, Kohli should fail. We don't have an agenda against Kohli. Let's make it very clear. If he gets back to form and if he scores runs, there is no greater sight in world cricket.
Also, if you're being selfish and talking about agendas, it's better for us if he does score.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I think Siddesh Patil, I think 3 spinners and 2 pacers should have considered, because both Siraj and Prasidh are
3 spinners in England on a flat deck.
that too, and it's cloudy.
You're asking for trouble.
I think the best chance for India is to
Strike
get those
early.
yes, to get those early wickets, and even England would be aware of that. You know, they will also would want to bide their time, spend some time in the middle, and they know that once they've negotiated that initial period, they can then go after the Indian bowling.
True.
Yep. Anuprash, if ranking is not the case when it came to Pant, why didn't Sanju get any chance? By the way, Pant got into World Cup with no experience and no ODI performance. 450s with no. Anuprash totally disagree with that. Sanju, look at the era in which he played.
Also, I'm sorry, if we're talking about, let's leave aside rankings, because as I said, I'm sorry, where you are ranked matters little. But if we're talking about Sanju and consistency, has he been consistent even in domestic cricket? No.
Okay, even if you take the yardstick of IPL, okay, let's forget domestic cricket. Most of them may not want to consider domestic cricket too seriously. IPL, where has he been consistent?
Starts well, fizzles. And I hate it honestly because he's very talented. You know, watching him bat in full flow is a joy to watch, but it doesn't happen often enough.
Yep.
And Pant played a totally different kind of role, fits a different thing. Remember, with Sanju coming in, if hypothetically you want to bring him in now, are you batting him at 5 or 6?
No.
You're not batting him in the top 4 where he would be best, because your top 4 is already pretty much sorted. Writes itself.
Exactly. And again, we are backing Sanju Samson on the hilltop. What? The one knock that he played against Ireland in the T20.
Exactly. Yeah.
But again, remember, against better opposition, Sanju Samson has been found wanting. Look at Sri Lanka, for example. No disrespect to either Sri Lanka or Ireland. Wanindu Hasaranga and Sanju Samson. Please do the stack.
Even this year, in the
Yes,
IPL
he did
also,
get
Wanindu
He's got a major problem against leg spin. Pant doesn't have a weakness against any kind of bowling. It's just that he throws his wicket away.
His problem, why people are consistently exploiting that short and wide, is because 9 times out of 10 he has one shot.
But in the test that he played in Birmingham, inside out he was going. Why doesn't he do that in ODI T20? Is a major problem.
Because when they started bowling that ball to him in the tests, he was well set. Here, early on in a T20 match, you're not taking your time to get set, certainly not by Pant is batting. So they come on, they start peppering him, he'll go for a big slog, and there goes the wicket.
You know, if there is a player who's won you games,
or put you in a winning position.
You know, in test matches also, and that too on so many occasions, I think there is something in that player.
Obviously,
there is something in that player because not not every player can do that, or not every player has done that in the past. The way Rishabh Pant has done it.
Yes.
There are still a few deficiencies in his game. There are still a few deficiencies as far as his temperament is concerned. But at 24, if you say that we need to look beyond Rishabh Pant, I do not agree.
Yep, absolutely.
and
And
look beyond. Not
the
a chance.
problem with Sanju also in 2014 Under-19 World Cup, when he starred in that, at that time MS Dhoni was still in his peak. Even Rishabh Pant, if he had played in that era, would have had no chance. When did Pant get the chance? After 2016, when Dhoni was slowly but surely fading.
When at least his influence was diminishing. Is what you could say.
And 2018, when that was the last year of MS Dhoni at his peak, 2018 in white ball cricket. After that, in 2019, he clearly struggled, and he didn't recover after that. So let us just say that Pant, and then there is the rest.
Can we stop somewhere, Shuru?
It's all repeated. Pradeep Srivalsan has no hope for India today, or maybe it's one reverse jinx, because that is what a Bumrah absence can do to you. Yeah,
I mean,
Pradeep Srivalsan, England winning this one in style, 350 plus target, and India, ouch, all out for under 250. Nah, our batting is not that bad.
But to be fair, I mean, in all fairness, every match in this tour which you've won, your bowling has pulled you out.
Yes.
It's not been the batting that's
It's
done
not
well.
been the
In the
batting.
absence of one bowler, just one
And your
bowler
star bowler, your key bowler, arguably.
is making such a huge difference that people have already given up. That's strange.
Premonition, I mean, as we said, when Kohli suffered that back spasm in Johannesburg, the whole series changed. Jasprit Bumrah pulling out, bad timing.
Also, I mean, even if you remember the last match, we thought 240 odd target. We were saying, okay, this Indian batting should manage that with ease. And then it was a collapse for the ages.
But a target of 241 could not be chased in the World Cup final at that same venue. 241, it was tied. 1 run made the difference, and we all know the heartbreak. What was it? So, MSD was man of the series in Australia, if you remember. Mridul, again, yes, I do remember. Yeah, 3 not
Just
outs.
before the World Cup, yeah.
Yes, but again,
by that
was
point,
it that Dhoni?
By that point, he was already being questioned.
Mridul, was it that Dhoni? 2013, 2014, 15. Hands on heart, just say it.
Anonymous is saying, don't you think that Ishan and Sanju have potential? Pant already got 75 games on potential. KL also played at 5, scored 300s, averaging 60. Stop being PR. Okay, I will stop being a PR for...
And we'll be a journalist.
I think as far as Ishan Kishan and Sanju are concerned, they definitely have the potential.
Yeah.
And maybe let's wait for some time. Let this World Cup get over. You will have a change, maybe after the World Cup you will have a transition, and you will see the likes of Ishan Kishan, you will see the likes of Sanju Samson, and if I say something and it makes a difference to the selectors, to what they think, that makes me very happy. But I don't think so. I am just saying it on merit. I'm not saying that Sanju doesn't deserve a place in the team, Ishan Kishan doesn't deserve a place in the team. Rishabh Pant, isn't he your best wicket-keeper batsman at the moment? See, Dinesh Karthik, I agree. Dinesh Karthik has a very specific role in that team. Very specific. Where even if there are 6 overs left, you won't send Dinesh Karthik. Why? You will save him only and only for last 2 overs.
Yes.
Unless you have a situation like the one I think you had in the third T20I, where where you had to send him because I think you had lost 5-6 wickets by the time 13th over was bowled. So all these players have the potential. That is the reason that they have that they've played for India. I don't have the potential, so I have never played for India. So so at the end of the day, it's the job of the selectors and the team management who they think serves the purpose better. At the moment, Rishabh Pant fits the he's the one they think that he fits the role perfectly, because Ishan Kishan is a top order batsman. Sanju Samson, see, when Shane was talking about Sanju Samson, I think he's a great guy.
Yes.
Sanju Samson, he has so much potential. I have always said this in the past that it seems as if he has so much time. He has so much time to play a shot that for every ball he has more than just one shot. And I've seen that kind of talent in Rohit Sharma. He is also very lazy. Yes. When I say lazy actually
Elegance.
is a compliment here. That he also has so much time, Rohit Sharma. So Sanju Samson, his time will also come. Ishan Kishan has already played so much of cricket in the last few months because the team management thinks that he can do well for India. So he is also in the scheme of things. The time will come.
And if I add one more point, Sanju, okay, what position are we looking at? A number 5 or opener?
Exactly.
You can't fit him in.
And already in the race for the backup opener, Ishan is ahead. So that already cancels Sanju's chances at the top. And even if you look at number 5, supposing Hardik, okay, Hardik Pandya is your guarantee. You're talking about a backup for Surya. And who's that backup? Shreyas.
Or Deepak Hooda.
Or Deepak Hooda. And even there, he's behind. So where do you fit Sanju? That is the problem.
Yeah.
So I am not buying that. See, Sanju might get a chance, as Rahul had mentioned, in the next, maybe the transitional phase after the 2022 World Cup. Maybe that might happen. Uh-oh.
Can't take that one.
Can't take that, yes.
Saram Nagpal, very naughty.
We'll
comment.
reply personally to you, Saram.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shivam, any more chats?
Let's take a few more.
Yeah,
There's
let's take a few more.
I think it's almost time for the
1-2
match
minutes to
start.
go.
Also, I think just scroll down very slightly. Austin Kuna had something interesting to say. No, down slightly.
Yeah.
First, also last 9 matches in Manchester, teams batting first have won 8. That could also be a reason why Josh Butler, when he lost the toss, said that we would have preferred batting first.
Uh-oh.
But
England in the last couple of matches have not done well in Manchester, in ODIs.
how many matches have they played since the 2019 World Cup here?
I mean, they have played 3, and I think they have lost 2.
Okay.
England. I think they have lost 2. I'll check that because they have won 1 and lost 2. So.
Pradeep Sharalson says you for BCCI president.
Well, I agree with only one word in that, Pradeep. That is powerful. Rahul is powerful. Yes. Powerful with his facts, powerful with his stories. That's the only thing we'll say.
So obviously Shami with the new ball, as expected.
Yep.
I think it'll be him and Siraj, I think.
It will have to be, yes. So prediction, guys, score predictions, and if you want match predictions also.
Score prediction, I think, let's see, it depends on...
And Roy gets going with a 4. Okay.
I am going to stick to my 359.
You're just waiting for that to come true at this point.
Okay, what we couldn't do in the Oval, I'll say 330.
344.
344.
So all of us are thinking this is a 300.
Yes, and because if Jason Roy gets going like this, then there is
a good
the
ball.
pitches.
It was a good ball.
It was, see.
Yep.
If that moved a little more, it was a much better ball. But Roy saw it didn't swing, played through.
Drew him forward.
Jason Roy getting off the mark with the boundary, that means the pitch is an absolute belter. So with that, thank you so much, guys. Do join us for the mid-innings, and let's see if our predictions come true.
Yeah, let's see. I'm still not. I'm holding out on a match prediction.
That was in the air.
That was close, by the way.
Again, why was he going down leg? Was he looking for a OS?
I think he was away swing. Yes.
Siraj, most likely, I think he will share the new ball with the.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that in test matches, he wasn't bowling with that upright seam. In fact, he bowled with a scrambled seam.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the England vs Australia series in Manchester, Australia won 2-1. Yes.
There we go.
It was that bio-bubble series in England.
Yeah, but then bio-bubble series, I think that was a time, that was a crazy time. You saw a lot of very interesting results.
Oof. No, that one game I remember, Maxwell and Alex Carey really bundled them out. I think they had a record stand for the 6th wicket.
I remember, yes.
So,
anyway, we'll see you in the mid-innings time.
see you in the mid-innings, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Vanakkam.